I'm Mirella Orlandi, the project coordinator of Shaping Fair Cities. Shaping Fair Cities is a European project that involves 13 local municipalities and all over Europe, together with two non-EU partners, Skodra from Albania and Pemba in Mozambique. We are at the end of the project, and here we are in Bertinoro during the International Summer School. This is a very important moment for us because there are students in presence and students online, and it's an important activity of the project in order to involve also academic students. That is an important target for our project. In reality, we have worked with many local authorities in order to localize Agenda 2030, and we have had important results in approved documents about localizing Agenda 2030. In Emilia-Romagna, there are three chief cities that are Bologna, Modena, Reggio Emilia and Forlì, and then with the mechanism of sub-granting we have involved 23 municipalities, small municipalities, that have worked with us in the process of localizing Agenda 2030. These small municipalities have worked in the school about activity of communication of SDGs, have worked with performance and shows, and next week we will organize the first Cities Days in Bologna, in which all the output of our project will be shown and will be discussed. So we are very happy to be here. The work we have done with all the international partners and the Italian partners has been great, and this international school could be an initiative in order to create a new network about university also, and also students working on Agenda 2030. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody, this is Chiara Scissa. I'm the tutor of this International Summer School on Migration and Sustainable Development, and I'm a PhD student in law at the Sant'Anna School of Advanced Studies. We are here at the University Residential Center in Bertinoro in Italy in order to have this International Summer School in the framework of the Shaping Fair Cities project, and it has been organized by the University of Bologna in collaboration with Punto Europa Forlì. The aim of this International Summer School is to dive into the 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development. We are going to address different topics surrounding the wide notion of sustainable development. For instance, we are going to understand the direct and indirect interconnections between sustainable development and migration, and also of specific SDGs at the core of the 2030 Agenda, as well as of the Shaping Fair Cities project. This International Summer School will deal with specific SDGs. In particular, we are going to address SDG number 13 on climate change, number 5 on gender equality, number 11 on sustainable cities, and finally SDG number 16 and 17 in the framework of sustainable and inclusive societies and global partnerships. And we have dedicated one day to each of these fundamental sustainable development goals. In particular, the International Summer School opens with a wide attention to the topic on gender equality, and specifically on SDG number 5. And we are going to address the connections, the linkages between gender equality and migration, between gender equality and sustainable development and climate change. We are going to understand the multiple discriminations felt by LGBTQ+ people in the European Union, as well as the impact of the current COVID-19 pandemic on women and men. The second day of our International Summer School will deal with SDG number 13, namely on climate change. And we are going to see the nexus between climate change and sustainable development, the wide topic of environmental migration, the importance of the European Green Deal, and what young Europeans think about the urgency posed by climate change. Our third day will focus instead on SDG number 16 and 17. And at the core of this day, we have, for instance, the relevant topic of trafficking in human beings. What policies can foster the inclusion of migrants in our societies, and what challenges artificial intelligence poses to human rights. And finally, our International Summer School will deal a day to SDG number 11, namely sustainable cities. We are going to see what role can urbanization play in order to reach the final aim of having inclusive societies and sustainable cities, as well as the role played by cultural heritage in addressing these issues. Moreover, the International Summer School will close with an interactive discussion among our participants, both in presence and online, in order to understand what they think about sustainable development. What do they perceive being the most current challenges towards the achievement of sustainable development? And what role can their municipalities play in achieving the 2030 Agenda on Sustainable Development? Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, our International Summer School really aims to be international, and therefore we attempted to involve as much as possible both national and international students. Through a blended modality, we reached a total number of 40 students. We have 15 students in presence, they are all Italians, and we have international students online that come from very different countries of the European Union. We have, for instance, participants from Spain, from Romania, from Poland, from Croatia, and from Albania. And through this International Summer School, we aim at delivering to them transferable skills, both practical and theoretical, in order to become real agents of sustainable development.
My name is Giacomo Zattini. I'm a master's student of International Relations and Diplomatic Affairs at the University of Bologna, and I'm also a climate activist of Fridays for Future, Italia. And I'm here today for the summer school of Shaping Fair Cities that will that will discuss about some very interesting topics like climate change, gender inequalities, shaping fair cities and migrations. And I think the most important thing that will come out from this week is that we have to address this topic in a united way, to address this topic all together, because if we focalize on a single topic, the other will not be properly addressed. So I think from a perspective that also climate change is beyond all these topics, and I think it's a a global crisis that can be solved only if we think about it for our own future, our own present, and our own interest. So I think that the other colleagues and the other my friends that are here today will understand that facing these problems today, facing this crisis today, from the climate crisis, from the migration crisis, from the pandemic and so on, we can build a better future and a better present for us too. It's important to think that we are not building a better future for something else, but we are building something that can be useful for us today. And so I think it's a main point, and I want to, it's the main reason because I'm here today.
Io sono Ginevra Battistini, sono una giornalista professionista, arrivo dal vecchio ordinamento, quindi sono appunto una studente di ritorno. Siccome per lavoro mi occupo da 12 anni, 15 anni di migrazione, avevo voglia di seguire questa summer school, ma poi di tornare a studiare in maniera più sistematica, perché appunto il giornalismo mi consente, mi obbliga a studiare sempre, però la formazione accademica mi interessava appunto ritornare sui banchi di scuola in un certo senso. Cosa posso dire rispetto all'agenda 2020 e 2030? Ma io sono un po' scettica, ma perché appunto ho un'età, ho 45 anni, quindi credo nelle convenzioni internazionali, ovviamente, le studio da sempre, però l'esperienza mi porta, a un certo scetticismo, quindi anche le agende spesso vengono fatte per poi non essere rispettate. Questo non significa che non ci debbano essere, ci devono essere. Credo che l'approccio debba ovviamente essere sistemico. Io arrivo da studi storici in cui tutte le concause, le dinamiche sociali, politiche sono assolutamente interconnesse, e credo che però appunto i ragazzi, i miei compagni studenti, rispetto all'età in cui sono nata io, arrivano in un periodo molto brutto. Io sono nata nel 75, in cui eravamo ancora sull'onda lunga del boom economico, del dopoguerra, l'olocausto era assolutamente un fantasma, e nessuno mai avrebbe potuto pensare che saremmo tornati in un periodo così orripilante. I miei figli, che sono nati invece nel 2009-2014, sono nati in un'epoca in cui è normale lasciare morire centinaia di migliaia di persone o sulla rotta balcanica o nel Mediterraneo, avere dei campi di concentramento in Libia, e quindi evidentemente c'è stato un collasso proprio delle istituzioni, della democrazia, ma anche della capacità, della percezione, della consapevolezza dell'opinione pubblica di organizzarsi e di contrastare questa sorta di barbarie che ci sta avvinghiando. La pandemia non ha aiutato, speriamo di uscirne migliori, anche come consapevolezza e capacità di mobilitazione, però non lo so, qualche perplessità a riguardo ce l'ho.